Han Jisu lived near the sea in a quiet city where the nights were calm and the sky was often clear. He worked repairing small machines and old drones for fishermen and traders. His life was simple. He woke early, worked with his hands, ate alone, and slept while listening to the waves. People in the city knew him as a kind but distant man. Few knew about his past, and no one knew about the woman he never forgot. Years ago, when Earth had its first secret contact with beings from the stars, Jisu was younger and full of questions. He worked as a junior space engineer at a remote research station. One night, alarms failed and security systems went dark. That was when he found her, injured and hiding, her eyes filled with fear and strength at the same time. She called herself Era. She looked human, but she was not. He helped her without asking for reward. He hid her, fixed her broken device, and taught her about Earth. Era stayed only a short time. When her people found her, they took her away. She did not get a chance to say goodbye. Jisu watched the sky that night, hoping she would return. Days became months. Months became years. Earth changed. Humanity stepped into space openly. Other races appeared. Alliances formed. Threats came and went. But Era never returned. Now Jisu believed she had forgotten him. He told himself that aliens lived long lives and humans were only brief moments to them. Still, her memory stayed with him like a quiet pain. He never married. He never left Earth again. He chose a small life so his thoughts would not grow too heavy. On a calm evening, Jisu closed his shop and walked along the shore. The air was cool. The sea reflected the stars. He noticed the sky felt different. The wind stopped. The waves slowed. A deep sound rolled across the horizon, low and steady, like the sky itself was breathing. People began to gather. They pointed upward. Lights appeared, not like shooting stars, but like slow-moving suns. A single craft descended, smooth and silent, glowing with pale blue light. It stopped above the empty land outside the city. Emergency sirens broke the silence. Earth defense forces moved fast. Ships rose from hidden bases. Drones filled the air. Jisu stood frozen. He felt something pull at his chest, a feeling he had not felt in many years. Hope mixed with fear. News spread quickly. A lone alien vessel had landed without warning. It sent one message to Earth authorities. The message was simple. It asked for one human by name. Han Jisu. Soldiers came to his door before sunrise. They were polite but firm. He was taken to a secure area near the landing site. Along the way, he saw fear in people's eyes, but also curiosity. Humanity was no longer weak, but the unknown still carried weight. At the site, the alien ship opened. Light spilled out like mist. A woman stepped forward. She looked exactly as Jisu remembered. The same face. The same calm eyes. Time had touched him, but it had not touched her. Era looked around, ignoring the weapons aimed at her. Then she saw him. Her expression changed. Her voice trembled when she spoke his name. She walked toward him without fear. Jisu felt the world fade. Years of silence broke in one breath. He could not move. He could not speak. Tears filled his eyes before he understood why. Era stopped in front of him. She bowed her head slightly, a sign of respect she learned on Earth long ago. She said she had returned because she could not forget. She said Earth had changed, but her heart had not. Earth officers demanded answers. Era answered calmly. She said she came alone. She said she carried no weapons. She said she would speak only with Jisu present. Inside a secure room, they talked while guards watched. Era explained that her people lived under strict rules. When she was taken back, she was punished for caring about a human. She was forbidden from returning. For her people, only a few years passed. For Jisoo, many years were lost. Era said her people now feared humanity. Humans grew fast. They adapted faster. They did not bend easily. Many races respected that. Some feared it. Her people wanted peace, but they also wanted control. Era refused to be their tool. She chose to return on her own. Jisoo listened quietly. His heart was heavy but warm. He asked why she risked everything. Era answered simply. She said humans did not forget those who showed kindness. She learned that from him. Outside, Earth leaders argued. Some wanted to detain her. Some wanted to send her away. Others saw her as a bridge between worlds. News spread across the planet. An alien woman had returned for one man. People argued, mocked, and wondered. As night fell, Era stood beside Jisoo near the window. Ships hovered in the distance. She said she did not know how long she could stay. She said danger would come because of her choice. Jisoo looked at the sky. He said he had waited a long time. Whatever came next, he would face it. Not as a soldier or a hero, but as a human who remembered. Outside, the stars watched in silence. Something old had returned. Something strong had awakened. And the future of two worlds had quietly changed. Morning light spread across the secure base, but peace did not come with it. Han Jisoo woke after only a few hours of sleep. The room was clean and quiet, yet his mind was loud. For the first time in many years, Era was real again. She was not a memory or a dream. She was here, guarded by soldiers, watched by cameras, and discussed by leaders across the world. Era stood by the window when he entered the meeting room. She watched Earth's sky with interest, as if seeing it for the first time. Jisoo noticed small changes in her face. Not age, but weight, responsibility, pain that did not show before. They were not alone for long. Officials entered, followed by Park Yuna, a woman Jisoo trusted. She worked as a mission analyst for Earth defense. She nodded at Jisoo, then studied Era with sharp but calm eyes. Questions filled the room. Where did Era come from? Why now? What did her people want? Era answered slowly and clearly. She said she came alone. She said her people did not approve. She said she returned because regret can grow stronger than fear. Yuna asked about alien technology and hidden threats. Era answered honestly, but carefully. She said many alien groups watched Earth. Some admired humans. Some feared them. Humanity was young, but strong in spirit. That made older races uneasy. Jisoo listened. He realized that Era's return was not only personal. It was political. Dangerous lines were already being drawn. Outside the base, crowds gathered. Media ships hovered in the sky. Screens showed Era's image across the planet. Some people called her a hero. Some called her a liar. Others saw her as proof that humans mattered beyond their world. Era stayed calm through it all. When Jisoo asked how she endured the pressure, she said humans taught her how. She remembered how humans faced loss and still moved forward. She learned patience from watching him wait. Later that day, Jisoo was allowed a short walk with Era under guard. They walked through a garden built for diplomats. Trees from many worlds grew there. Era touched the leaves gently. She said Earth plants felt alive in a special way. Jisoo asked about the years she spent away. Era spoke of silence and rules, of councils that measured worth by control. She said she tried to forget Earth, but memories returned in quiet moments. The sound of waves, the way Jisoo fixed broken things instead of throwing them away. She said love was not common among her people. Bonds were chosen for balance, not feeling. Her attachment to a human confused them. It frightened them. Yuna warned Jisoo, later that night. She said Earth leaders were divided. Some wanted to use Era to gain power. Others feared that protecting her could start a war. Jisoo asked what she thought. Yuna said humanity had reached a point where hiding was no longer possible. Choices must be made openly now. A warning came soon after. An unknown alien signal appeared near Earth's orbit. It did not attack, but it watched. Defense fleets moved into position. Humanity responded with speed and unity. Many races noticed Era grew tense. She said the signal was not from her people. It was from a group that tested strength before deciding respect or destruction. She said they expected fear. They would find none. Jisoo saw something new in Era's eyes. Pride. She was proud of humans. When the signal vanished, cheers broke out across the base. Earth had not fired a single shot, yet it stood ready. The message was clear. That night, Era spoke privately with Jisoo. She said her presence would bring more danger. She said leaving again might protect Earth. Jisoo shook his head. He said humans did not grow strong by sending away those they cared for. Era reached for his hand, careful and uncertain. She said if she stayed, her people might act. Jisoo said humans would answer together, not as one man, but as a world. Far away, in the dark between stars, forces began to move. Earth had been noticed, not as prey, but as something new. Era looked at Jisoo and said her return was no longer only about the past. It was about the future of both worlds. Jisoo stood beside her as alarms echoed softly in the distance. He felt fear, but he also felt something stronger. Resolve. For the first time, humanity was not reacting to the galaxy. It was standing its ground. And Era knew she had chosen the right world to return to. The arrival of another alien ship changed the mood on Earth. This one did not hide or land quietly. It stopped far above the planet, clear on every screen. Its signal carried authority and warning at the same time. Earth defense fleets moved again, steady and prepared. Han Jisoo stood beside Era as they watched the images. Era's face grew serious. She knew that ship. She said it belonged to her people. Soon after, a message came. A formal envoy requested entry. Her name was Kong Mira. She claimed peaceful purpose, but her words were cold and careful. Earth leaders allowed her to land under heavy guard. Mira appeared tall and calm, her form close to human, but sharper in movement. Her eyes studied everything. When she saw Era, her expression softened for a brief moment, then hardened again. She greeted Earth officials with respect and demanded a private meeting. Inside the chamber, Mira spoke clearly. She said Era had broken sacred law by returning to Earth. She said emotional bonds with humans weakened balance between worlds. She said Era must return and face judgment. Era did not lower her head. She said she came by choice. She said humans deserved honesty, not silence. Jisoo felt tension fill the room. He saw Earth leaders exchange looks. This was more than a personal matter. Now Mira turned her gaze to Jisoo. She said humans lived short lives and burned bright but briefly. She said Era's devotion was dangerous. Jisoo answered with calm words. He said humans knew their lives were short. That was why their choices mattered. Mira did not reply. But something shifted in her eyes. Before any decision could be made, alarm sounded. A hostile force emerged near Earth's outer stations. It was the same unknown faction that had watched before. This time, they attacked. Stations were hit. Communication flickered. Earth fleets launched without hesitation. Jisoo was taken to a command center due to his past experience. Era followed, refusing to stay behind. The battle was fast and brutal. The enemy expected chaos. Instead, they found coordination. Human ships moved as one, covering each other adapting mid-battle. Old human designs mixed with newer alien tech Earth had earned through trust, not theft. Era watched in shock. She had studied humans before. She had lived among them. But seeing them fight for each other changed her understanding. Jisoo helped by predicting enemy movement patterns. He remembered old lessons Era once taught him. Together, human crews pushed back the attackers. A key enemy ship was disabled without being destroyed. A message was sent out. Earth was not afraid. Earth was watching. The enemy retreated across the base. Cheers erupted. Losses were counted, but Earth stood intact. News spread across the galaxy. Humanity had defended itself without cruelty, without surrender. Mira observed the aftermath in silence. She saw wounded humans helping each other. She saw no panic, only resolve. Later, she confronted Era privately. She said the Council feared this strength. She said humans changed everything they touched. Era answered that change was not weakness. It was growth. Mira asked Era if she would truly choose exile over obedience. Era said she would choose truth. Earth leaders gathered again. This time, their voices were firm. They told Mira that Era would not be handed over. They said Earth did not trade people, no matter their origin. Mira warned them that such defiance could bring war. Jisoo spoke then, without authority or rank. He said humans did not seek war, but they would not abandon someone who stood beside them. Silence followed. Mira looked at Jisoo for a long moment. She said humans were reckless. Then she said they were brave. That night, the alien envoy ship did not leave. It stayed in orbit, watching. Era stood with Jisoo near the observation window. She said her people would never see humans the same way again. Jisoo said that was fine. Humans never asked to be understood, only respected. In distant space, signals traveled. Stories spread. A small world had stood firm. And for the first time, the galaxy began to question its old beliefs about Earth. Tension did not fade after the battle. It settled deep, like a storm waiting for the right moment. Earth fleets stayed alert. Cities continued their lives, but everyone felt the weight of watching eyes beyond the sky. The alien envoy ship remained in orbit. Mira did not leave. Instead, she sent a final message to her council. She reported what she had seen. Human strength. Human unity. Human refusal to abandon one of their own. The reply came days later. It was not kind. Era was summoned to return immediately. The council demanded judgment. They declared her actions a threat to balance. They warned that Earth's defiance would carry consequences. Ira listened without anger. When the message ended, she looked at Jisoo. She said this moment would come. She said her people feared losing control more than they feared injustice. Earth leaders met through the night. Some argued that letting Era go would protect Earth. Others said giving her up would break everything humans claimed to stand for. Park Yuna spoke clearly. She said Earth had already chosen by defending Era once. Retreat now would show weakness. Jisoo sat silently. He was not a leader or a soldier, yet everyone waited for his words. When he finally spoke, his voice was steady. He said Era came to Earth freely. He said she trusted humanity. He said trust was not something humans returned with fear. The decision was made. Earth sent a reply. Era would not be forced to return. If the council wished to judge her, they could do so openly. With Earth present, the response shook the galaxy. Mira requested one last meeting with Jisoo. She told him that no human had ever stood before her council as an equal. She said the council would not listen to weakness, only resolve. Jisoo said humans had learned that lesson long ago. A path was set. A small Earth fleet prepared to travel with Era and Mira to the edge of alien space. Not as conquerors, not as beggars, as witnesses The journey was long and quiet. Jisoo watched stars pass that he had never seen before. Era stayed close. She said whatever happened, she did not regret returning. Jisoo said neither did he. They arrived at a massive structure floating in space. The alien council chamber was ancient and cold. Light bent strangely inside. Voices echoed with weight and age. Era stood alone at first. Accusations filled the chamber. She was called reckless, emotional, dangerous. She listened without interruption. Then Jisoo stepped forward. Gasps rippled through the chamber. A human had crossed the boundary without permission. Guards moved, but Kang Mira raised her hand. She allowed him to speak. Jisoo did not shout. He did not beg. He spoke simply. He said humans were young, but not weak. He said humans formed bonds by choice, not rule. He said Era showed kindness when Earth was uncertain and afraid. He said humans remembered such acts. He said if loving humanity was a crime, then Earth accepted that judgment. With her silence followed. Images from the recent battle were displayed. Human ships protecting each other. Human crews saving wounded enemies. Human resolve without cruelty. The council watched. They could not deny what they saw. Era spoke then. She said her people feared humans because humans could not be controlled. She said that fear was the real danger. She declared that she would not deny her bond with Jisoo, even if it meant exile. The chamber erupted with debate. Old beliefs clashed with new reality. At last, the highest voice spoke. The council would not punish Era. Instead, they would observe Earth. The alliance would not be forced. It would be earned. Era was given a choice. Return to her people and abandon Earth, or remain as a bridge between worlds, without protection from either side. She chose Earth. The council warned that her path would be hard. She accepted. When they returned, news spread quickly. Humanity had not bowed. Humanity had spoken. Across Earth, people looked to the stars with pride. Han Jisoo stood beside Era as ships carried them home. He did not know what the future held, but he knew one truth. Humanity had stood tall, and the galaxy had taken notice. Earth felt different after their return. The sky looked the same, the sea moved as always, but people walked with a new confidence. News of the council decision spread across every city and station. Humanity had not been judged weak. Humanity had been heard. Era chose to live openly on Earth. She did not hide her origin anymore. Some people stared. Some asked questions. Most simply accepted her presence. Humans had learned that fear faded when faced directly. Han Jisoo returned to his small workshop near the sea. For a time, it felt strange to touch old tools after standing before an ancient council. Era helped him repair machines. She learned human routines again, slower this time, deeper. Park Yuna visited often. She spoke of new treaties and shared patrols. Earth was invited into meetings once close to them. Not as students. As partners. Kang Mira remained in orbit for many weeks. She watched Earth closely. She saw humans argue loudly, disagree freely, and still stand together when it mattered. Before she left, she met Jisoo and Era one final time. She said the galaxy would never see humans as simple again. Then she departed. Threats did not vanish. Some alien groups tested Earth's borders. Each time, humanity answered with calm strength. They defended, but did not hunt. They showed restraint, and that restraint became more frightening than rage. Era worked as a bridge between worlds. She translated not only language, but intention. She taught humans about alien fears. She taught aliens about human loyalty. Many talks failed. Some succeeded. Progress was slow, but it moved forward. Jisoo was offered positions of power. He refused them all. He chose to remain who he was. A man who fixed broken things. One evening, Jesu and Era stood by the shore where waves touched the land. Era said that among her people, legends spoke of worlds that changed the path of history without conquest. Earth was becoming one of those worlds. Jesu said humans were not special by birth. They were special by choice. Years passed. Human ships traveled farther than before. They were welcomed in places once closed. Children grew up hearing stories of a time when Earth stood alone and chose not to kneel. Era aged slowly. Jesu aged normally. The difference frightened her at first. Jesu told her that time did not steal meaning. It gave it weight. When Jesu's hair turned gray, he still walked the shore. Era walked beside him. One night, as new ships launched into the stars, Era asked if he regretted anything. Jesu said he regretted nothing. He said waiting was worth it. The galaxy watched Earth closely now, not because it feared invasion, but because it wondered what humanity would do next. And among the stars, a quiet truth spread. Humans were not defined by their strength alone. They were defined by what they refused to abandon.